Chale, good morning, students. Let's start our weekly current affairs classes. Our first topic is related to GLIP, drugs, medical breakthrough, and regulatory challenges related to that. Okay. So first of all, we have to understand what is GLIP-1 drug. The full form of GLIP-1 drug is what? Glucon-like peptide 1. Okay. The full form of GLP is what? Glucon-like peptide 1. ठीक है? What is glucon-like peptide? लिख लेना इसके बारे में. GLP-1 is a natural hormone which produced in your body, mainly in the intestine, after you eat the food. Okay. Its main job is to control blood sugar level. The main work is what? To control blood sugar level. So what does GLP do in our body? Like insulin times, increased insulin, lower blood sugar वालों के लिए, reduce glucon मतलब prevent sugar release from liver, slow digestions, and reduce appetite. Reduce appetite. So overall, we can say that what? It controls diabetes, helping in weight loss. So this is what? GLP-1. Now then, what are GLP-1 drugs? Matlab, scientists create medicine that mimic GLP-1 hormones. So we are talking about the GLP-1 drug, this one. Right? In that, scientists create medicines that mimic the GLP-1 hormones. These are called what? GLP-1 receptor agonist. It is used for type 2 diabetic patients and obesity treatment. In simple words में अगर हम बात करें तो जैसे after you eating sweets or chocolate, something like that, the sugar level will rise. So GLP-1 is like to manage all the stuffs. ठीक है? Tell pancreas what? Increase insulin, or tell brain they stop eating these things. So वो ये सब काम करता है, right? अभी किस तरीके से वर्क करता है ये तो हमने देख लिया. What is the type of diabetic patients or diabetes? That is very important for us. So इसमें लिख लेना, there is two type 1 and type 2. Type 1 diabetic patients, type 2 diabetic patients. What is type 1 diabetic patient? That is what? Body does not produce insulin. And the cause is what? The cause is autoimmune destruction of pancreas. Okay? And the treatment is what? Lifelong insulin. इंसुलिन के इंजेक्शंस लेते हैं ना डायबिटिक पेशेंट्स, वो चीज हो जाता है. वो टाइप 1 में आता है. टाइप 2 क्या होता है? वेयर बॉडी बिकम इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंट. ठीक है. टाइप 2 मतलब क्या है? जैसे लाइफस्टाइल ओबेसिटी डिसीजेस लाइक ओबेसिटी, इनएक्टिविटी, इट कैन बी प्रिवेंटेड. What is the criteria or what is the classification for the obesity? How much the percentage? BMI? हाँ. So overweight is what? 23 to 24.9, and above 25 and equal to and above 25 is what? Obesity. Okay? And these are what? Like Asian or Indian standards. उन चीजों के हिसाब से. अब what are the regulatory issue behind this? उस बात करते हैं. Why it is in news? Why in news? Because misuse of GLP-1 drug for cosmetic weight loss. ठीक है? So it's sold without prescription. That is the main reason. So इसके साथ अगर हम ये न्यूज को रिलेट करें तो we have to study the regulating body. And what is the regulating body? That is DGCI. DGCI पे लिखो आप. The role of DGCI. The full form of DGCI is what? The Drug Controller General of India. DGCI. ठीक. So the Drug Controller General of India is the top regulatory authority for drugs in India. Under the Central Drug Standard Control Organization. What is the primary work of this institute? It ensures that medicines in India are safe. Medicines in India are safe, effective, and of good quality. The key function of DGCI. First is drug approval. So the first point is what? Approve drugs or new drugs before they are sold in India. So that is the primary function or key function of DGCI. Next is regulation of clinical trial. Like grant permission for clinical trial, ensure the ethical standard, safety of participants. Sorry. Third is controlling drug misuse. Controlling drug misuse. That is, what does it mean? It means preventing over the country sale of prescription drugs or prescribed drugs. Okay. Misleading advertisements. These were this is where it becomes important in the topic. Why? Because GLP drugs being used for cosmetics weight loss without prescription. That is why DGCI is playing an important role in that. एक और फोर्थ इसका होता है फंक्शन क्या होता है? क्वालिटी कंट्रोल, चेकिंग द क्वालिटी कंट्रोल. सो व्हाट? इंश्योरिंग ड्रग मीट्स स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ सेफ्टी एंड एफिशिएंसी. Can ban unsafe drugs, recall defective medicines. Fifth is what? Coordination role. What is the coordination role? Coordination with state drug authority and international agencies. So this is what main regulatory authority behind this. Now let's connect this with GS2 governance or institutional architecture. What is that? The mystery of ठीक है. The drug use what? Phenomenal things like what? Multivariant of GLP drugs have flooded the Indian market. They effectively treat two massive health burdens stimulously: type 2 diabetic and what? Obesity. This is the main thing. And the crackdown. The regulating crackdown is what? Unchecked on-demand availability through retail pharmacists, online platforms, and wellness clinics has promoted the Drug Control General of India to intensify surveillance to prevent what? Dangerous misuses. Right? तो क्या समझ में आया कि जिस ड्रग्स की रेगुलेटरिंग अथॉरिटी से अगर प्रिस्क्राइब नहीं है तो वो ड्रग्स हम मार्केट में नहीं लॉन्च कर सकते. दैट इज व्हाई दिस टॉपिक इज इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर अस. राइट. अब उस चीज में हमें ये चीज समझना पड़ेगा कि वो क्यों ऐसा करते हैं और जो भी चीज उन लोग करते हैं उसके पीछे ये चीज की ऑथेंटिसिटी क्या है. राइट. सो इसके लिए सबसे पहले हमें ये देखना पड़ेगा कि कि जो ड्रग कंट्रोलिंग एजेंसी जैसे हमने देखा डीजीसीआई के ऊपर का जो रिस्क एंड रेगुलेशन पॉलिसीज थी वो उन्होंने इम्प्लीमेंटेशन करी कि नहीं करी. जैसे अपने टाइप 2 देख लिया, जीएलवी ड्रग्स देख लिए, किस तरीके से काम करता है. अब सबसे पहले हमें ये चीज समझना पड़ेगा कि जीएलआईपी ड्रग्स, जीएलआईपी 1 के साइड इफेक्ट्स क्या है. राइट. लिख लेना एक साइड इफेक्ट ऑफ जीएलपी 1 ड्रग्स. Most common side effects is what? Loss of appetite, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. Some serious other side effects are what? Dizziness, infections, headache, indigestions. It also affect body organs like कौन से? Pancreas, liver, kidney. That is the main reason why this is a harmful drug for us. So low blood pressure or allergic reactions are the potential side effects of these things. So this is the 2-point logic where we are talking about like diabetic burdens and the obesity burden. So this is the definition behind this, and this is the clinical complications like blindness, kidney failure, heart attack, strokes, and lower limbs amputations. और उसके अलावा ये कर सकते हैं जैसे जो यहाँ पे आएगा ओबेसिटी से रिलेटेड, उसमें क्या आएगा? मेजर ड्राइवर फॉर cardiovascular diseases and certain cancers. So these are harmful drugs, right? So type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, we are already covered these things. Like the insulin and glucosine for the pancreas, it is very important. Why? The reducer, the elevator, raise blood sugar when level drop too low by triggering the levels to release stored glucose. And the reducer is what? Convert food into energy, lowering blood sugar by enabling cells to absorb glucose from the blood stream. ठीक है, तो समझ में आया. अब now let me cover this glucosine peptides topic. This is the mechanism. This is the types of pharmaceutical things जो कि ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है फॉर योर यूपीएससी, क्योंकि बहुत ज्यादा डीप चले जाएगा. इतना डीप यूपीएससी नहीं पूछे। द मेडिकल रिस्क एंड कॉम्प्लिकेशन जो अभी हमने लिखा है कि साइड इफेक्ट्स और सेवरल इफेक्ट्स कौन कौन से पढ़ सकते हैं। द बेसलाइन प्रिवेंशियल सिस्टम, ये समझ लेना थोड़ा सा कि सस्टेनेबल फर्स्ट इज फिजिकल एक्टिविटीज मिनिमम 150 मिनट्स ऑफ मॉडरेट एक्सरसाइज पर वीक फॉर अडल्ट, 60 मिनट्स पर डे फॉर अ चिल्ड्रंस, राइट। एंड dietary shift मतलब drastically reduce calories from fat and sugars, increase portion intake of fruits, vegetable, legumes, whole grain and nuts, ठीक है। These are the major preventive things. Substance avoidance, what? Completely avoidance of smoking and what? Tobacco products. We are already study about the DGCI, the Controller General of India, their works, cardiologicians, the advisory, the audit, the penalties, all this stuff. So this is a balanced public health and participation things like what we have to do, right? जो अभी हम लोगों ने functioning things के साथ लिखा है। अब इसके रिलेटेड जो यूपीएससी प्रीलिम्स रैपिड रिवीजंस अगर ये है, इसका एक स्क्रीनशॉट ले लो ताकि इसी टॉपिक का रैपिड रिवीजंस आप कर सकते हो, राइट। जो ले लो ले लो। So now we have a new topic, that is what? India's multi-hazard early warning decision support system, that is MUDSS, a digital transformation in forecasting and disaster risk reduction under Mission Mosam. ठीक है, so it is the scale of India's climate vulnerabilities. First of all, we have to see these things कि इंडिया की कौन कौन सी क्लाइमेटिकल प्रॉब्लम्स है जो कि हमें समझना चाहिए। So what are those? सबसे पहले exposure. Exposure is what? 75% of Indian districts are exposed to multi-extreme climatic hazards, right? मतलब near about 75% Indian districts are exposed to multi-extreme climate hazard system. Like these are the areas. जितने भी डॉट डॉट दिख रहे हैं, तो क्लाइमेटिकल हजार्डियस चीजों में ज्यादा एक्सट्रीम क्लाइमेटिकल हजार्ड मतलब चीजें वहां पे अच्छी नहीं है, क्लाइमेटिकल चैलेंजेस बहुत ज्यादा है। दैट नेक्स्ट इज इम्पैक्ट स्केल, फ्लड अलोंग अफेक्ट नियरली 40 बिलियन हेक्टेयर्स ऑफ लैंड एनुअली। फ्लड जिस चीज से होता है, फ्लड आने के चक्कर में मेजर रीजन वो इतने लोगों को कितना इफेक्ट कर सकता है, वो चीज है द इम्पैक्ट ऑफ फ्लड्स, राइट। लास्ट इज व्हाट? लॉस ड्राइवर, द साइक्लोन एंड फ्लड अकाउंट्स फॉर द वास्ट majority of all disaster related structure and economic use. Yeah. So these are the major points why we are changing this. So launched, we have that MHEW PSS innovations that is launched in 2024 in an advanced web GIS based digital forecasting platform which developed entirely in house by the Indian Meteorological Department using what? Open source technology. सो ये क्या करता है, व्हाट इज, कहाँ से कहाँ सेगमेंट शिफ्ट कर रहे हैं हमारे टेक्निक्स, दैट फ्रेगमेंटेड जेनरिक वेदर प्रेडिक्शंस बेस्ड प्योरली ऑन मेथोलॉजिकल मैट्रिक्स टू impact based location specific warning and reaching nearly 80% of population across India neighboring regions, right? तो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंस का ये प्रोडक्ट है, राइट, ये लिख लेना कि जो ये द इंडियन मेट्रोलॉजिकल डिपार्टमेंट अंडर द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंस, इट इंटीग्रेट व्हाट? सैटेलाइट डेटा, रडार डेटा एंड वेदर मॉडल। और जीआईएस, जीआईएस का फुल फॉर्म क्या होता है? जियोग्राफिक इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम, right? The purpose is what? The purpose is to give real-time, accurate, and impact-based warning for disasters like cyclone, flood, heat waves, drought, landslide. Okay? So, in simple words, we can say that it converts complex weather data into actionable warning for peoples and what government. Why it is needed? It is needed because India is highly vulnerable for disasters. 75% districts face multiple hazards, and flood affects 40 billion hectares. Cyclone and flood cause major losses, right? That is the reason. The key objectives, what are the key objectives behind this? The key objective is what? Integrated weather forecasting system, real-time data processing, impact-based warning, not just rainfall, but what will happen. सब चीज बताता है. Next is sector-specific alert like farmer, fishermen, transport for those, and better disaster preparedness. The important features are what? Automations. 90% weather data processing automated, faster detections of disasters. Better model, matlab, second point is what better model? Better model means use 95% of forecasting models input. So what it do? It does. It do improve. It improve accuracy, right? Third point is faster forecasting. Time reduced from 6 hours to 3 hours. ये जल्दी जल्दी पता चलेगा. Okay? Longer lead time. Forecast increase from 5 days to 7 days. Okay? And GIS based system, that is means location specific warning, ताकि जो टारगेटेड ऑडियंस है जो 75% हम देख रहे हैं कि यहाँ इतना इफेक्ट कर रहा था उसको डायरेक्टली लोकेशन बेस्ड हम टारगेट कर सकते हैं उसको कि यहाँ पे इफेक्ट कर रहा है वो. एंड लास्ट इज व्हाट? कॉस्ट सेविंग. Save near about 250 crores, reduce dependency on foreign tax. अब now what are the outcomes? क्योंकि 2024 में अगर करे तो कुछ तो काम किया होगा इसने, right? So what are the outcomes? We have to see the outcomes. What are the outcomes? The forecast accuracy improved by 30%. The forecast accuracy improved by 30%. Forecast time reduced by 50%. Warning reach 80% populations. Last is what? Evacuation cost reduced significantly. ठीक है. तो इसने कहीं ना कहीं जब अभी वो हुआ था सबसे बड़ा रिजल्टेड इसका ये चीज है कि ड्यूरिंग द साइक्लोन लाइक ये बिपरजॉय जो आया था 2023 वाला, तो टाइमली इवैक्यूएशन हो चुका है ताकि उससे जीरो कैजुअलिटी इन सम रीजंस रहा. तो इट इज गुड फॉर अस, राइट? व्हाट आर द इम्पैक्ट ऑन डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट? द सिस्टम हेल्प्स अस इन सेविंग लाइव्स. पहली चीज अर्ली इवैक्यूएशन होगा तो उससे लाइफ जिंदगियां बचेगी, राइट? सेकंड बचेगा कि रिड्यूसिंग इकोनॉमिक लॉस लाइक व्हाट? बेटर प्रिपेयर्डनेस. Sectoral benefits. फार्मर, क्रॉप प्लानिंग, फिशरमैन, सेफ्टी अलर्ट्स, ट्रांसपोर्ट्स के लिए रूट प्लानिंग, ठीक है। एंड गवर्नेंस इम्प्रूवमेंट मतलब फास्टर डिसीजन मेकिंग। So it is a part of मिशन मौसम। What is मिशन मौसम? पता है आप लोगों को मिशन मौसम क्या था? लिखना, मिशन मौसम is a flagship initiatives of the government of India Mission Mosam is a flagship initiatives of government of India launched to make India a weather ready make India a weather ready and climate smart nation. So it focus on improving what? Weather forecasting, पहली चीज, climate services and disaster preparedness. Yeah. So these are the major points related to this topics, like multi-sectoral impact, like disaster resilience and public health. What are those? Like cyclone and maritime, human health, preparedness, the drilling targets, heat actions plan, and predict schooling center requirements specifically designed to protect vulnerable demographic groups, women, children, pregnant women, right? Utilize weather parameters to predict outbreaks and vector for disaster like dengue and malaria. So these are the things. जैसे बिपरजॉय वाला जो बताया था कि वहां से evacuate हो गया, economic impact, total evacuation cost reduced to 1/3 comparing 1990 and 2024. ठीक है. What are the sustainable farming? How we can do sustainable farming? Energy sector optimizations. So all these are the major impact on different segments, like delivers twice weekly agreement advisories, optimizing sowing and irrigation schedules, providing prescribed solar radiations with wind forecasting to manage it, protect critical power infrastructure from extreme weather, measurement successful, scale, measurable success, give farmer adopting IMD advisory report 52.5% higher annual income compared to non-adapters, right? The strengthening governance, environmental conservations. So these are the major sustainable prescriptions, like efficiency, replicable, scalable, sustainable, interpretable, transparent, responsive. ये चीजें अभी हमने लिख भी ली है वैसे तो, right? Now, the India as a regional meteorological angle, like what? Because India is connected to the Indian Ocean over here with other world nations also, with like West Asia or the side, right? Both side. So like beneficiary nation, like including Bangladesh, Maldives, Myanmar, Oman, Pakistan, Qatar, Sri Lanka, Thailand, UAE, and Yemen. Right? The network, the infrastructure provides serves weather advisory and additional meteorology and tropical cyclone forecasting for more than 10 regions, जो भी हमने थोड़ी देर पहले लिखा है. Right? The global role. So under the World Meteorological Organizations and ESCAP and IMD function as a regional specialized meteorological center, RSMC. Right? UNDRR Sashkwa Award, National Award for E-Governance, the Economic Times Government's Award, Digital Transformation Summits Award Excellence. Right? So these are the major key points which are related to these topics. Right? So this is the conclusion. You can write this conclusion. काफी अच्छा रहेगा आपके लिए कि बिल्डिंग अ वेदर रेडी क्लाइमेट स्मार्ट नेशन, हर 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 मौसम हर घर मौसम. ensuring actionable weather intelligence reaches every household, sector, and region. Okay. चलो कोई डाउट नहीं, पॉइंट हो गया, दोनों टॉपिक्स पढ़ ली, समझ में आया? चलो थैंक यू स्टूडेंट्स, आज की क्लास यहीं कंप्लीट हो गई।